In the heart of the city, there's a lady so divine, with a gift so rare she can read between the lines, unlocking mysteries. She's the one we all admire. With a touch of magic, she sets our souls on fire. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I'm sure. On TV she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV, she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong.
Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Of course, I had to come on because we have some breaking. Where is my shit? Breaking. Oh, breaking news, right? Let me use this. Get some breaking news, right? The Pope is dead. Now, who here is born and raised Catholic? Who here was born and raised Catholic? Some of y'all might have become Catholic through marriage, but who here is born and raised Catholic? Tell me. I was born and I was raised Catholic. I was baptized Catholic as a baby. I was confirmed as a Catholic when I was 10. I wore a beautiful, beautiful little white dress. And then I was reconfirmed before I got married because I married a Catholic man. So, and when I got married, by this time had already had disdain for the church. And I told the priest that I was not having children. And the priest said, then I won't marry you. And I said, well, I don't understand. And they said, no, the only reason for marriage is to procreate, which I didn't know. I thought marriage was about love, but according to the Catholic Church, you have to procreate. So we left. the meeting, and you have to have several of these stupid meetings. Sorry, Catholic Church. If you're Catholic, you understand. If you're Catholic in my age bracket, I don't know if the Catholic Church cares like that anymore. But back in the day, oh, child. Any case, we were getting married out of my ex-husband's church where he was raised up in. And he St. Charles Borromeo St. Charles Borromeo Church. Now I'm not saying it right. In Harlem, because there's another St. Charles Borromeo Church in Los in Sherman Oaks. I think it's Sherman Oaks. Doesn't matter. Anywho, so we went back to the church man. I think they call him priest. And by the way, back in the day, you knew all your priests. You knew them. They were your teachers. They were your pastors every Sunday. You know, we joined youth groups. Oh, by the way, okay, I don't think I've ever admitted this before, but it's time for a confession. Wait, story time. Okay, so I was new to Harlem, right? And my parents had just gotten separated. My mom never worked. So, and my mom kicked my dad out without like having a backup plan. And she had a lot of kids. It doesn't really matter. But she kicks him out and she makes a game out of it. So the kids are nightmare. If I tell you the life of Tracy, it's not funny. She makes a game out of it because we had this old-fashioned old-fashioned chest, treasure chest type of thing. And it was like a prized possession of my dad because it was so old. And so my mom thought it would be really funny if we spent the whole day singing songs and packing his clothes. Now, if you want hell, visit my life because that memory sticks to this day, right? Okay, so that's neither here nor there. And then, oh no, then it gets worse. And then my dad usually doesn't come home to midnight. Back in the day, you didn't lock any of the doors, right? There was no such thing as locking the doors. But he was very consistent, got home always at midnight, unless something happened with the subway or something, right? So my mom locks the door. Wait, she must have changed the lock. She locks the door. No, she must have. Now, in hindsight, she must have changed the lock. Why wouldn't he have a lock to the house? In any case, the door's locked, and he's yelling at first, "Mary! Mary!" Thinking we're all asleep, but we weren't. We were upstairs laughing. We were encouraged to laugh. You want the life of Tracy? Here you go. So then we were watching him outside the window, and I guess I was the only one that it had a bad effect on. When my dad realizes there's a suitcase there, and then he goes to himself, not to like anybody, he realizes he just got kicked out. So then my crazy mom didn't have a plan. She wasn't working. And so my dad fixed her ass. And he never sent over child support. So then she starts to scream and yell. How could your dad not send over child support? And there are times, guys, when we were starving. Literally starving. There are times when we ate flour for dinner. Do you guys know about flour? you put a paste. I never did it after this. And you put it in a frying pan. Didn't even have sugar to make it like sweet. And you fry up. It looks like a pancake, but it tastes like shit. Anywho, that's the life of Tracy. Now I tell you this story because then the priest says, "Oh no 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 no, we're not going to marry you." And to be honest with you, I realize there's just so many hindsights now. I realized why I consented to marriage. First of all, in my age bracket, you did not marry somebody. Okay, that was a given. Like you couldn't just date someone. But my ex-husband wound up living with me again. Innovative. We might have been the first couple living together that anybody's ever heard of. But I also didn't want to be disrespected. And I was like, you have one option, and that's to marry me or get out. And get out was not the option, right? You already defiled me. So now you have to make me a respectable woman. This is what I was thinking in my head, right? So he marries me, and then we get engaged. And then we go to the priest for all these stupid classes that nobody has to go to anymore. I don't think so. We go to the priest for all these stupid classes, and then we find out that they won't marry us because we're not doing it the white way. I mean, the Catholic way. And so, I mean, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, like, Mary and Joseph wasn't married. Like, what are you talking about, priest? But anywho, so we leave and then we come back and we say, we're going to have children. But I lied. Straight face lied to the priest. I was not going to have children. I meant it. It's like, okay, we'll have children. I mean, at this point, was it love? Or at this point, was I getting married to fix the fucking priest? I don't know. I have no idea. I know I was young. I knew I met my husband when I was 16 years old. I knew that he was a safety net for me, right? So I don't know why I got married. What I can tell you is that I cried the whole way down the aisle. I really didn't want to get married. I hate to say that, but in hindsight, oh my God, I didn't want to get married. But society ruled differently back then. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll get married. Anywho, we get married, and the priest, this particular church was known for pedoism. Again, you're young. Nobody's attacking the church. Secrets. It was known for pedoism. And then we get married. I'll never forget. This is what made me leave the church. The church or that church? Maybe that church. We get married, and the bishop was the highest cardinal. He had turned to cardinal. But at the time I came in, he had been a bishop. Bishop Moore said, oh, wait, before I get to that. So I joined the church. Oh, so many stories. Okay, so I joined the church, and the first thing I do is join a youth group. And I'll never forget, the youth group saved my life because I was in the middle of Harlem, right? The Harlem girls did not like me because I wasn't born and raised like in the streets doing this, da, da, da. I wasn't putting Crisco oil in my hair, and they were putting Crisco. I said, what happened? You guys put Crisco oil in your hair? Why? Anywho, I came not like the others, so those bitches hated me on the block. And they used to leave signs for me because I didn't go to their school. I still went to my school in Co-op City, my high school. And they would leave signs for me that would say, Tracy's a bitch, on my walk home. And back in the day, like if you called me a bitch, it really hurt my feelings. Any case, I told my mom, I was like, they're going to kill me in these streets. I'm not like them. So thank God. My mom found one church, and the first church she sent me to, it had a black Jesus, and I wasn't comfortable with black Jesus at the time. And I was like, this church scares me. But I didn't know anything about Jesus being black or anything like that. Like, grew up in an all-white neighborhood. I didn't understand, right? So I was like, Mom, this church really scares me. And there was like 3 people in the whole congregation. So that's how we found St. Charles Borromeo. And that's exactly where I met my ex-husband, because we met at a dance. And so right away, he he knew me. And and I liked him too. I have to be honest with you. If I won't lie, I did like him a lot. I believe I did love him, but I also think it's puppy love. Oh, and then one of the congregation, I said to her, I said, "Oh, we're getting married," and this was, I was 20. It's like, "Oh, we're getting married." And the bitch, this congregation, she goes, "It's puppy love." Like, why would you say that to somebody? Why would you like? I'm telling you, we're getting married, and you're telling me it's puppy love. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, you whole, right? But I never said those things back in the day, which is the reason why I'm like, because like the things that people used to say to me. Anyhow, so I joined this youth group, and then I guess the priest was in love with me. This is a true story, guys. Father Samuel. I have never told this story. This is a true story. I guess he was in love with me, right? And then they made me the secretary of the church, right? Back in the day, anything I wanted was just thrown at me. I was like, I need a job. They're like, okay, be the secretary of the church. They just made up a position. So I would come after school, 4 o'clock, stay till about 7. And the things that I saw from those priests. Okay, so I used to make up marriage certificates for me and my now ex-husband. And I used to just throw them in the garbage. And he used to come and he used to sit with me. And I'd be like, "Oh, let's make a marriage certificate today." And it was legal, and I would put the stamp on it. Like, I was being ignorant. I was a child. I was like 16, 7. I was young. Like, come on, guys. In case they fired me. It's the first time I got fired from a job, and it's been like consistent ever since, right? Okay, so then the priest, he had to like reprimand me. He's like, "Oh, you're not supposed to, these are legal documents. Looks like you really got married." Da, da, da. And I was like, "Yeah, I didn't really understand it that way. We were just playing games." He's like, "Well, even if you're just playing games, you're wasting paper." And I was like, "Yeah, I didn't really understand it that way." Blah, 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 blah. And then that motherfucker, and to this day, I can remember what it felt like. He kissed me. What? The priest leaned in and kissed me. No tongue. He just, let me see. I can't do it. I remember the shape of his lips because his lips were dark. I remember the shape of it. I remember how soft his lips were. I never told my husband about this, my ex-husband. I never told him, right? But later I found out this was a whole pedo church. But he never did anything after that. And he went off to, because it was like a lot of African priests in Harlem. And then you do your 10 years of theological studies and you go back and you're supposed to teach in your country. But then I think I heard him become an ambassador in the UK, right? But I never forgot that. Okay, so I never told anybody. Swear to God, it's first time. I think this first time I'm telling this story. Maybe I told it like years ago. I don't remember. But I feel like it's the first time I'm telling this story. Okay, whatever. You want my life? Take it. It was hell. Okay, so then I had to go through pre-Kana classes, and by this time I fucking hated the church. Like, you're gonna make me get married, you're gonna make me have children. Like, who the fuck are you, right? This is what I'm thinking, because now I'm older, but I'm still not verbalizing, right? I go to these pre-Kana classes before marriage because they claimed they couldn't find my um confirmation papers, but I got confirmed at St. Raymond's. Like, go conjure up the goddamn papers, you piece of shit. Okay, the Pope died. I gotta stop. Like, at least today I could be nice. Okay. Hell no. Okay, so I'll tell you why I'm so upset. Okay, so go to these pre-con classes, and the pre-con classes are like, um, they gave us a book, right, of all the saint names. And you're like, oh, choose a saint name. And at the end of the class is 6 weeks, 8 weeks, God knows, every night at Wednesday or twice a week, who knows. You're going to pick your saint name. The problem is that at the end of the classes, you were allowed to invite your family. So I invited my ex-husband's mother, who to this day loves me. God bless her. Um, I guess my family was there, but I can't really remember because my family's kind of weird. So I guess maybe somebody from my family was there. I don't really remember. I don't remember if my dad was there. I don't like that part. I don't remember, but I do remember my ex-husband's family being there. And then, one person gets there, oh, what's your saint name? He said, oh, my saint name is Saint Bernadette. Like, oh, somebody else. What's your saint name? My saint name is Saint Michael. Stand up. What's your saint name? My saint name is Saint Anne. Tracy, stand up. What's your saint name? Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene. I thought I heard somebody cry. I thought I heard, oh, and the rebellion started. Now, do I care whether or not the Pope is dead? The Pope and every Pope before him had the opportunity to fix the shit that went wrong in the Catholic churches. And they chose not to. They chose to protect all those popes from Los Angeles, all the priests from Los Angeles, all the priests from New York City, all the priests from Boston. Those are the ones that I'm familiar with. They had a big lawsuit to settle. The Catholic Church affected my life intimately. Bunch of weirdos. And then it's so easy to forget the damage. And one day, this nurse saved me twice. One day I was talking, my son had already been born. He was like 2 years old. And I was talking about food and what I was going to serve my son for dinner. And this nurse, white nurse, she came up to me and she says, you're never going to serve your son food like that. And I was like, no. And she's like, no. Let me give you a list of what you will be serving your son food. And to this day, my son is skinny. He doesn't have the weight of the family trauma that we have placed in our food, right? I don't know if you guys understand that, but it makes a big difference. Our food is based on trauma and survival. And that's why we have high blood pressure and diabetes and weight issues. It's based in trauma. I don't know if you've heard that for the first time in your life, but this is the truth of the matter. And so immediately I changed what I gave my son. And then another time I was talking, and I was talking out loud, as I always do. And I said, I can't wait for my son to become an altar boy. And the same nurse from across the room said, Tracy. And I looked at her, and all she did was this. And I looked at her and I said, okay. We never talked about it again, but I'll tell you right now, that boy never became an altar boy. Where's my glasses? He never became an altar boy. Dead ass. Dead ass. All right. So let me say hi to Jenny G. Hi, Sherry Love, good health. Dr. Creole Butterfly, aka Libra Butterfly. I love that. Oh my God. I said demonic as well. Right? Right? This title got me. Right? Right? Hi, Malika with the red heart that Ezra made red. So funny. No help. Hey, Tracy Capica. Where have you been? Infinite. Oh, Infinite. Wait, no. Did I lose you? Infinite? Infinite. Banner. Oh, shit. Damn it. I wasn't watching. All right. Psychic. No. Banner. Okay. Let's go back to comments. Thank you for the banner. The banner. Oh, I had conch soup this morning. I'm never going to have conch soup ever again. I remember the kids from the priest, but not this entire story. See, now you get the story. Oh my God. I remember you telling the story. Laugh out loud. I thought he was crazy. He kissed you. Oh, I did tell it once. See? Oh my God. I just got off the phone with my grandma and she told me about the Pope. I promise my first thought was, I cannot wait to see what Tracy has to say. Good health, everyone. Good health, everyone. Good health, Stephanie. Oh my God. I've been waiting also. Good day. I was going to do it tonight. And I was like, no, this is worth going to work late for, right? Enoch, has anyone watched? I don't know. What's Conclave about? Ha 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 ha. Hi, beloved. I want to watch it, but I'm not paying for it. What's Conclave? It's really good. At least I thought so. I think it's on Peacock, but the one you have to pay for. Hi, Dodged. What's Dodged? I'm late for story time. Dang. Oh, it was really good. It was really good. Okay. So the dingo baby came for the Pope. The dingo baby came for the Pope. Now, I did a thing on the Pope when he opened up the goddamn doors. Y'all couldn't tell that man was gonna die? There was some demon with this bald head. I got all the videos. We're gonna talk about this because I got all the videos. Let me see. Oh shoot. All photos. Oh, that's the one I was looking for. This is the one. I'm gonna send this one over first. I don't know what was going on when the Pope opened up them when the Pope opened up them goddamn doors. I know, baby. He's crazy. Video. This is the one I did on my last video.
Straight head. You cannot tell me that's a human. You know what this remind me of? Do y'all remember the two tall men in black that looked unhuman-like? That's what he remind me of. I need y'all thoughts down below in the comments. What the hell is that?
I have no idea, sweetie. I have no idea. I don't know who this person is. I'm just going to play this real quick just to get it out the way. There's a connection to all of this somehow. There's a connection to everything somehow. Video file.
Straight head. You cannot tell me that's a human. You know what this remind me of? Do y'all remember the two tall men?
You can never break me, will me, thrill me. You can never kill me, chew me, sue me. Everybody do me, kick me, crack me. Don't you black and white me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us.
Does anybody know who that is? I have no idea who that is. Hold on. Let me put up these. So I meant to start with this video. Is it the right one?
Vance opens 5 sacred portals on Christmas.
Is this the one? Messing up with my videos today. That's so pretty. If you're born and raised Catholic, you love music like that. It's just embedded in you. But yeah.
The next day, he opens the tomb of Saint Peter. Pope Francis opens 5 sacred portals on Christmas Eve. The next day, he opens the tomb of Saint Peter. Saint Peter was an apostle of Jesus and the first pope. He was also crucified, but upside down, per his request. In fact, the cross of Saint Peter is the upside down cross. Then Katy Perry and her little girl gang go up to space, or pretend to. The Pope is celebrating Easter yesterday with everyone. Today, at age 88, Pope Francis passed away on Easter Monday. Why am I the only one to think that this is all connected? I know I make no sense. It makes no sense. But do y'all remember when the Pope opened the door of the Basilica of San Pietro? You remember that? Remember that look on his face?
Oh, yeah.
That aha moment where you understand everything. You see it clearly, but you can't say it. I have 2 words for you. Spiritual war.
There's something so cute about that. Let's play spiritual war.
Pope Francis opens 5 sacred portals on Christmas Eve. The next day, he opens the tomb of Saint Peter. Saint Peter was an apostle of Jesus and the first pope. He was also crucified, but upside down, per his request. In fact, the cross of Saint Peter is the upside down cross. Then Katy Perry and her little girl gang go up to space, or pretend to. The Pope is celebrating Easter yesterday with everyone. Today, at age 88, Pope Francis passed away on Easter Monday. Why am I the only one to think that this is all connected? I know I make no sense. It makes no sense. But do y'all remember when the Pope opened the door of the Basilica of San Pietro? You remember that? Remember that look on his face? That aha moment where you understand everything. You see it clearly, but you can't say it. I have 2 words for you. Spiritual war.
It's the way she got gangster in the end. I got 2 words for you. Spiritual war. She's so cute. Oh, God. Hi, Rico. I will private message you. Okay, Mary. What's about? Dr. Who, I really like it. I thought it was directed well and very well acted. Very blah, blah, blah. What are y'all talking about? Good afternoon, Enoch. What are y'all talking about? How much do you charge for a private reading? Oh, I used to have the prices up here. Just text me. Text me directly. Text me right now and I'll send it to you. Okay, sweetie? I thought it was good and somewhat of a glimpse of the inside of what? I said the same thing. The Pope died after meeting shaking hands. Yeah. Was thinking the same thing. Pope sent somebody to scold him about something. I think he was kept alive until a holiday. Yes. The Pope died. The Pope was not at Christmas, a Christmas miracle. The Pope been dead. All right, okay, hold on. Let's talk about JD Vance, because I heard about this morning, because I have a group that I belong to. And in the group, they were like, oh, Tracy, is it because of JD Vance that the Pope died? Listen, in this day and age, yes, absolutely. Of course. Let me get all of these over. Let me get this over too. Okay. Airdrop. This is my hair oil, y'all. And let me tell you, this hair oil really stimulates your scalp. My scalp is tingling-a-ling.
Oh, straight head.
My scalp is tingling. I like that. I really like that. Let me see, what's this one?
Hate me,
All right, they're definitely going to ban me for this video now. Let's look at this.
Died on Easter Monday. There was a saint in the 12th century who said this would be the last pope. Yeah. He said exactly how many popes there was going to be, and Pope Francis is supposed to be the last before Armageddon. In a book called Prophecy of Popes in 1139, St. Malachi, during his trip to Rome, claimed to receive a vision of the future, including the name of every pope from that moment until the end of days. He shared details of 109 future popes and said in the final persecution of the Holy Roman Church there will be reigning Peter the Roman, who will feed his flock amid many tribulations, after which the seven-hilled city will be destroyed and the dreadful judge will judge the people. The end. And apparently his prophecies have come true on a lot of these popes. So the first pope on the list would be from a castle on the Timber, and he was actually born in Tuscany on the shores of Timber River. Predicted another pope would be elevated from a hermit, and Nicholas IV, pope from 1288 to 1292, was a hermit in the monastery. He said the 45th pope in the prophecy is described as coming from the hell of Prignani, and he actually was born in Domenico Prignano.
Oh, pretty cool.
St. Malachi said that the last pope before this one that just died, Pope John Paul II, and remember, this is in the 1100s that he predicted this, he said that Pope John Paul II would be of the eclipse of the sun. John Paul II was born on May 18th, 1920, during a solar eclipse. His funeral was also during a solar eclipse that was visible from the States. So this is just one prophecy of one dude, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it couldn't mean... he was in the medieval times. He didn't know anything.
He's in the medieval times. How did he know anything? All right.
Then it's very sinister coming to this planet, because all of a sudden, which is breaking news, and this just happened, Pope Francis has died. Apparently, he rose on a Sunday, Easter, and he died on a Monday. And he died to a severe chronic lung disease. All of a sudden, he dies after Easter. You telling me the Pope Francis, he died after Easter. He rose up on Easter and died after Easter. He died Monday morning after Sunday.
This is so dramatic.
Something ain't right, yo. Not to mention Donald Trump claims himself to be a prophet sent from God now. I'm telling you, something sinister and evil is about to take place in this world, man. Y'all not understanding? I'm seeing right through. Something sinister and evil is about to take over. The fucking Pope has died at 88 years old. He arose on a Sunday and then died after Easter. This is giving all types of indications of rapture. I'm telling you, the Pope is
So
dead.
dramatic.
Pope Francis
Rapture.
is dead.
These are killing me. These are the best ever videos. Oh my God. Can you be more dramatic?
The Pope died this morning. The Pope, actually died this morning. And the last person that he met with was J.D. Vance. I feel like that may have stressed him out a bit, considering he initially turned down his visit request and sent a bishop to talk to him about compassion. I don't get into conspiracy theories much. But what are the chances?
Right.
Think about that for a second. If this isn't a sign, then what the fuck is a sign? This is wild. Pope Francis was one of the best popes we've ever had in my lifetime.
None of
I
them
grew
were.
up Catholic. I
None of
don't
them were good.
practice, but he was as close to a saint as I think I'll ever see.
Fuck out of here.
Vance's motorcade was at the Vatican for a total of 17 minutes yesterday on Easter Sunday. 17 minutes. And the next day the Pope is dead. My brain hurts.
That is the cutest thing ever. Okay, what are your comments? JD had nothing to say in the meeting. It was bizarre. I know, right? I first heard he didn't meet with him. Then boom, he met with him. And now he's dead. The video was awkward. What if JD visit the Pope has a strong impact on JD? Things that make you go, what the? All right, let's get more out. I don't know which one this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 789. So we have to look at it now.
Feeling great, but it's good to see you in better health.
Grazie, grazie Santo Padre.
Thank you. Pray for you every day. God bless you.
I pray for you every day. Why would you start out with, I heard you hadn't been feeling well? Like, what is that? You weirdo? You vice president weirdo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's look at this one. 789, 4.9.
The Pope has just died mere hours after meeting J.D. Vance and after a long battle with pneumonia. Pope Francis passed away the day after Easter Sunday, right when he seemed to be on the road to recovery. The Pope was 88 years old, and he was from Argentina. He was the first Pope from the Americas and the first Pope born outside of Europe in almost 1,300 years. While greatly beloved by millions around the world, he was not without his share of controversies. Many felt that he did not go far enough in addressing the issue of SA within the Catholic Church.
Hello?
This news is sure to shake the world given the significance of the Pope. It will also be sure to stun many people who believe that he was on the road to recovery, especially after seeing all those images of him going around in the Pope Mobile and meeting dignitaries around the world like J.D. Vance. The D3 list hopes that friends and supporters of the Pope will find solace in this very difficult time.
Okay. What do you guys have to say? Because this is bizarre. All right, let's take, let's take this one out, because that one's going to make me get into trouble anyway. All right, 4.9. I have a longer video with these people. This
So
is
good to
it.
see you. God bless you and good morning. How are you?
Find yourself.
Good. Yeah, thank you. Happy Easter to you, Father. Wonderful. I know you've not been feeling great, but it's good to see you in better health.
Grazie. Grazie, grazie Santo Padre.
Thank you.
These are for your children.
Okay, thank you.
These are the gifts. These are also gifts for you as well.
Thank you. It's
The
beautiful.
Vatican tie, and then the rosaries for your wife, the white for your children, and the red one is for the red.
Molto Santo Padre.
Thank you very much for your visit.
Of course. And thank you for seeing me. Pray for you every day. God bless you.
Io prego per lei ogni giorno, che Dio la benedica. Grazie Santo Padre.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter.
Can we go back and study that one? Can we go back and study the mannerism of the Pope? The way he's like laying this way, not wanting to like be fully engaged. When he shook JD's Vance hand, he was like this, but he scrolls the hand of the woman a little better. Can we go back and study it? Study whether or not when he was talking, he even wanted to talk to him. Let's just study it. Let's study it. One more time, guys. Let's study it. Be engaged in the body language.
So good to see you. God bless you and good morning. How are you?
Find yourself.
Good. Yeah, thank you. Happy Easter to you, Father. Wonderful. I know you've not been feeling great, but it's good to see you in better health.
Grazie. Grazie Santo Padre.
Thank you.
These are for your children.
Thank you.
These are the gifts. These are also gifts for you as well.
Thank you. It's
The
beautiful.
Vatican tie, and then the rosaries for your wife, white for your children, and the red one is for the red. Thank you very much for your visit.
Of course. And thank you for seeing me. Pray for you every day. God bless you.
Io prego per lei ogni giorno, che Dio la benedica. Grazie Santo Padre.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter.
That Pope was dead. That's not the Pope. That Pope was dead. He's not human, has no clue how to interact with humans. Yes, the vote was very cold to JD. Makes me wonder if he was actively dying and they knew it, which is why I think he ran over there. It's like he can't die without shaking my hand. Right. First I heard he didn't meet with him, then boom, he met with him. Yeah, something is so bizarre about that. I get it, guys. I see it for myself. You all are so right. I don't get it. This is what I posted today on my IG. When the Pope opened them doors and that demon baby showed up at the Pope's bedside, he finally took him to hell. By the way, he's been dead. Okay. So with all that being said, I'm not confident. Listen, the Pope just got out of hospital Friday, right? Then he showed up for Mass, right? And then he met with JD Vance. That's an imposter. That is fake. Very much like Silver Beyonce is fake. At some point, they had to be like, shit, we're in trouble. Also, I just want to point out, the Catholic Church does not rule any eternal given, eternity of humanity, right? So, no, this is not a sign that the world is coming to an end. The world been coming to an end. This is not the sign. I will tell you, though, there will be another Pope. Are you people crazy? There will be another Pope. And you know why there's going to be another Pope? Because there's a few fake popes in with the real popes. That's why I know it's going to be another Pope. Here's your problem with the popages. If they get a young Pope, 50-ish and younger, if the Pope is particularly in his 40s and good looking, he has to be good looking, he has to be charismatic, that's the devil. I don't care what the fuck his name is. I don't care if his name is Peter, John, George. If he's in his 40s, I don't care if he's black, white, Asian. If he's in his 40s. But if he's 55 and under, I'll take it. Because whatever's going on has to go on for the next 14 to 20 years. That's the participation. So if the next one is some old fogey, he's not the one. It has to be young and has to be gorgeous. People have to look at him like Black Jesus. I had a picture yesterday of Black Jesus. Oh my God, he was gorgeous. If he's not like Black Jesus, forget about it. I have a stomach ache, and now I'm really upset. Because I had soup this morning. This is what I showed for Easter. He has to be like this Black Jesus. He has to be alluring, gorgeous. Like you want to look up to him. You want to admire him. If the Pope does not look like that, he is not the one. Period. All right, guys. Are we good? Any comments? Even if it's a female Pope, she's not the one. I feel off. Looks scary. Yes, the Pope was very cold to JD. I don't want you guys to worry. It makes me wonder if he was actively dying and they knew it. Yes, I believe that, Atia. I believe that. Listen, I do not want you guys to worry. I also think, wait a second. Let's get something straight. Queen Elizabeth was already dead, period. Especially when she wrote that letter about Camilla being queen consort. She was already dead. They always have a duplicate, doppelganger, always. The Pope been dead. This was the duplicate doppelganger. All right, I love you guys. JD Vance, I think, is evil, and I think he got word that the Pope, they were going to make the announcement, and I think his boss said, no, we must blah, 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 blah. And it got taken care of. Yep. Yes. I wonder, yes, his boss forced the meeting. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Great. Thanks for sharing. We'll be in touch. Oh, you're welcome, Shelley. Thank you for asking about a reading. I love you guys. Take it easy. I got to take care of my stomach ache before I go to work. I love you. Bye.
In the heart of the city, there's a lady so divine, with a gift so rare. She can read between the lines, unlocking mysteries. She's the one we all admire. With a touch of magic, she sets our souls on fire. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV, she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She day. Tracy Brown lit the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. Tracy Brown lit the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong.